Hi, in this video I'm going to show you a simple tip that I found useful in drawing and shading a head. Okay, well, I think the problem that most people have when drawing a head is that their pictures end up looking too flat or too two-dimensional. So how are you supposed to draw a 3D object on a two-dimensional canvas? Well, yeah, this is a concept I've learned from a book by Andrew Loomis, and I've combined it with, a few of my own experiences, and so here it is. Let's assume you start your drawing off with a sketch of the face before you start shading it. You have, all the features set in, you've got the outline and everything, but now this is the important part where you want to make it come alive, jump out of your canvas, from your paper. Now, trying to create a solid object from this first sketch is quite difficult. It's hard to see where one edge begins and the other ends, and that's why breaking down the head into groups of planes is just really good. And to explain that, I've drawn the next picture here. The planes on a face are, more visibly seen when a harsh light hits it at an angle. And these planes are key to drawing a solid, lifelike portrait. It'll help you know which values to give different parts of the face. And that's what makes a picture come alive. The shading. So if you're not shading your picture correctly, it could look really strange. And, well, this is a little tip, you probably know this, but if you're not sure what value to give a certain part of the head, or how dark you should make it, just remember that the less light a portion of the head receives, the darker it will be. And the more light a portion of the head receives, the lighter it will be. So, for example, if the light's coming from this direction here, let's say this part right here would be receiving the most direct light. So you wouldn't shade here or here, and as the head, as the planes slowly turn away from the source of light, it would get darker and darker and darker. So, for example, here you'd make the darkest everything on this side, and as the head slowly turns towards the light, you would make it lighter. And that's why drawing the planes is so helpful, because okay, this part here is not facing the light, it's facing the opposite direction, so we would make this darker. This is in between, so you'd give it a little lighter value, and it will really help you in drawing your pictures and making it look a bit more realistic. And I found that the combination between hard lines like this and then kind of smoothing the edges out, a combination of those two really makes a picture come alive. When it's all just, soft shading, it kind of lacks something. But when you combine it with, drawing some hard lines as well as the soft ones, it'll make your picture come alive that much more. So here's an illustration of the basic planes of the face. I recommend that you memorize the positions of these various planes, as it'll benefit you in so many ways. Sometimes when drawing from photographs, it's hard to tell what value to give a certain portion of the face. But if you understand the construction of the head and the source of light, which direction the light's coming from, it'll be easy to identify the values you should apply to those areas. And you don't need to dissect the head into tiny pieces each time you draw a face. You don't have to draw all these, these little squares and divide the face up like this. The point is to understand the construction of the face and the balance you need between the hard lines and edges and the smooth, soft lines and curves. The right balance between the two will bring out the depth and character of your drawing without making it look like something you carved out of stone. But it is good to remember, it is good to to know the planes of the face, so that when you do draw your picture, it'll be It'll be much easier for you to shade it, to make it look realistic, and I can almost guarantee that your pictures will turn out better. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please check out more of my tutorials at likesketch.com.